Hey guys, welcome to part 14 of Let's Play Red Dead Redemption. In the last part we helped a crazy person and also helped stop a crazy person. See, the first crazy person dug up dead people, but the second crazy person ate dead people. And that's where I draw the line. You know, if you want to rob a dead person, sure, but don't rob them of their flesh by eating it. That's not cool. So either way, we now have a wrong button. We now have a choice as to what missions we can do. We can either work for the con man or the crazy person. So let's go con man. We're back on the farm where all the horrible stuff happened, but let's help out the con man and see what he wants.
Oh, Mr. Marston. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. I met up with your friend, Seth.
Oh, Seth of the Dead. Yes, interesting fellow. You don't meet many men these days with the moral fortitude to cut straight to the chase like that, do you?
Thankfully not, Mr. West Dickens.
Yes, contemporary society is remarkably harsh on professional exhumers. But did you know that in ancient Egypt, it was an art form valued more highly than literature? I believe Seth comes from that school of thought.
How very interesting. Look, you thought any more about our plan?
Your plan, dear boy. Your plan. I am merely the help, not mercifully the arbiter of wisdom.
What you are, dear boy, is the man whose life I've saved twice now. A man who sells lies and deceit to unwitting people. A man who, if he doesn't help me, I won't think twice about putting a bullet through his skull, feeding to the vultures myself.
You see, Mr. Marston, you have the exterior of a violent man, but the soul of an angel, and that is what I think I cherish most about you.
That's what I thought.
But before we can attend to your particular problems, we need some extra lubricant to oil the machinery of business. And this being America, that lubricant with which we concern ourselves is money.
Money? What are you talking about?
Oh, we need weapons. Armor plate for the wagon, extra hands, and I need some danger money.
So, let's sell some more of these cures.
Sell cures? Around here? Do you want to see me lynched? Oh, no. The sport of kings. Racing, my friend. The sport of kings. A noble activity without reproach. Exactly the kind of activity where a lying, cheating degenerate like myself can prosper. But come, let's finish the loading and we'll discuss it as we drive. Now, sir, to reach.
Well, good for John, standing up to this guy with a top hat. Being like, hey, I might shoot you now because you've been messing me around. I'm sure there's been other people that have messed me around more, but apparently John hates this one. So I think this could go on for a while, so let's just skip to destination. I'm sure there's some interesting dialogue going on, but they were just talking about Seth, and we already know his deal. He likes to rob and hang out with dead people. That's not complicated. That's very simple. So, yeah, we have now skipped, and we are at this place, which is actually a new location, so... See, look, it's completely different to all the other locations. There's some... It's like beige. And there's some cactuses. Completely original. A race? Oh, is that what we're doing? A race? Rockstar just can't not do races when it comes to their open world games. Oh, those crazy guys. Right, alright, let's jump on to this part, apparently. Oh, I don't think this is going to be good. Good to know. Okay.
So now that's been said, y'all can get to running each other off the road like
Wait, hold on, that's contradictory. That doesn't make sense. No, we need to talk about the contradictions. God. This is... Okay, alright. This is, like, so bizarre to have this. Like... Because this game actually does a pretty good job of, like, historical accuracy. Like, I guess, I'm assuming it does anyway. I don't know enough about the Wild West. Oh, well... Yes, I would. That didn't go well. This game does seem to do a good job of historical accuracy and making it an interesting setting, but I'm pretty sure that there weren't cowboy races. Or not like this anyway. There might have been some races, but not quite like this. Like, I played... I thought it was... Okay, come on, let's not mess around. I could still win this. I've only crashed twice, and I'm only 8th out of 8. But no, it does seem like with open world games, they have to have racing in. I don't get why. I guess racing is kind of, once you've created an open world, doing a race in an open world game is very easy. It's just like, okay, let's just set some checkpoints up, make some AIs, run a certain course, and do it like that. So I guess that's the reason why these are here, but it's still very easy. Like, when I was playing Jak 2, there was a lot of races, but they were like terrible. So ever since playing Jak 2, I've always been a bit wary or weary of races in open world games because it seems like it's a bit easy and sometimes a little bit out of place. And here it is very out of place, but I guess I'll accept it. I can't complain too much. There is something kind of really entertaining about this. Like, we went from hanging out with some crazy person that likes to dig up dead people, and now we're just having a fun kart race. You know, we're not hanging out with prostitutes today. No, sir. We are done with the prostitutes and rape. Instead, we're having crazy cowboy races. And who doesn't like a good crazy cowboy race? But, like, the interesting thing about this one is that you would usually have a race in an open world because it would force or I think anyway, it forces the player to actually see the open world. Like, they have to, go on a specific track and really explore. Well, not really explore, but you really get to see the scenery, even though you're trying to go as quick as possible, so maybe not. And it's weird with this game is that I've always complained about a lot of open world games about how dull they can be, like how just uninteresting the open world is. But this open world is really, like, samey. Like, it's almost comparable to Oblivion, to how similar the whole open world is and how little variety there is. But there's just something about it. And I lost. Shoot. That's so harsh. Like, usually it would come up with red text saying dead, or you've been murdered, or you failed to stop the rape. But instead we have failed because we didn't get the gold trophy in a horse race. Well, you don't need to see that again. You know what a race is, you just see me do it. So I'm just going to hit retry, come in first, and I'll meet you once I get that gold medal that I deserve. And here we go, setting myself up for first place. This race is actually really easy when you don't crash twice. That's what I found.
Hell of a race, mister. I'll take care of this cart for Mr. West Dickens.
Come on, John. I suggest we beat a hasty retreat.
Why? What do you mean what? We won! We're the victors! We should be hailed as champions.
Somebody decides they want their money back.
Oh, I see where you're going with.
Cheers of the crowd, the thunder of the wheels.
Okay, yeah, we just experienced it. Let's skip to destination and see where this crook wants us next. Although he just drove off the road, I feel like... Oh, whatever, let's just skip to destination. Oh, I know this place. I have some horrible memories of being here. Of all the deceit and lies and such.
Well done, sir. Well done. Having you as a ringer has netted us a fine profit.
We seem to be wasting time, old man.
Oh, patience, my friend. The Trojan horse cannot run before it can walk, if you'll forgive the metaphor. Next, we need to procure some grand and overwhelming firepower. And for that, you need to contact an old friend of mine. Goes by the name of Irish.
Irish.
Yes, he's an interesting kind of fellow. He usually can be found in Armadillo or some other town around here on some bacchanalian revel or such.
Great. An alcoholic arms dealer.
What could be better?
Cool! $3! Awesome! Okay, so now we actually have three... Oh. I keep pressing the back button for the map, because that is how video games usually work. Right, so what time are we on? Okay, so we probably don't have enough time to start a new mission. And we actually have 3 new story missions that we can do. So instead I'm going to check out what the funny man is. We finished one of these last parts, so it's probably best that we get another one going. Oh, you look hilarious. I must need to talk to you.
My, take a look at you. Will you take a look at you? You look like you've seen trouble, mister. Enough for 100 men.
Trouble has a way of finding me, mister.
Do I like the sound of that? Do I ever like the sound of that? Trouble with a capital T. That's just capital.
Whatever you say.
Cold, tough, but with a heart of gold. The cowboy sings his lonely song like a dog whose bone is made of wood.
Excuse me?
Oh, nothing. I was just writing my next piece. I've been sent out here to provide a little frontier joie de vivre for the ladies back east.
I don't understand a word you're saying, mister.
Yeah, my mom felt the same way. And now she wrote me out of her will, and there's no hope for any of us. Jimmy Saint, sir, at your disposal. But please don't dispose of me just yet.
What are you doing out here, Jimmy?
Capturing the spirit of the West for a monthly back east. You know, I'm sending them my oh-so-witty and oh-so-pertinent missives and gaining myself a little prize in the bargain. So it's action I'm after, and action I'm gonna find, too. Wild men, cheap women, guns, that sort of thing.
Well, you have fun.
Fun? I'm gonna have the time of my life, sport. I tell you, mister, the time of my little old life.
Yeah, that guy is hilarious. Although I was actually thinking during that, it's like, the interesting thing about this time period is that it's 1911. So what was around and what wasn't around? Like, apparently that guy's trying to be a comedian and he's trying to get inspired by it all. But obviously stand-up comedy didn't exist. You couldn't just stand up in a bar when everyone's gambling, prostitution, and all that sort of stuff and be like, hey, what's up with my kids and society? You couldn't do that, so it's kind of like weird, like what was invented and what wasn't. Because apparently that guy's meant to be funny. I don't personally see it, but there we go. So we have now started that mission. So at some time on the map, and I believe once we complete a certain story mission, we will then get another question mark. What's that? Oh, flowers for a lady. Oh yeah, we still need to do that. Whoops. Well, we don't really have time to start anything else, so I'm going to end up the part here. So next time, let's play Red Dead Redemption. I think we'll probably go here and do the Nigel West Dickens missions. Because the way I like to do it is that I like to pick one set of missions and just keep doing them until they're finished, and then move on to the next one, which you can only do to a certain extent. But either way, next time Let's Play Red Dead Redemption, we'll talk to West Dickens, probably ask about why we only got $3 for beating that race. So I've been OnStorm23, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.